Hello, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. My name is Daniel, and did you know that there is a tool that provides artificial intelligence to simplify and accelerate your code development? Imagine a platform where the code practically writes itself, with intelligent guidance at every step. Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, it is. That said, let's learn today how to use the cursor. In this video, I will introduce you to this amazing new idea that works as a copilot for your code, integrating LLMs natively. I will show you everything from the initial setup to how it can improve your productivity, DMP, and also reduce the learning curve for new programmers. Stay with me until the end to discover all the features that the cursor has to offer and how you can use them to increase your productivity at work. But then, what is the cursor? The cursor is an idea that resembles Visual Studio Code, but with a major difference. It delivers AI language models, or LLMs, directly within the platform. This means that instead of just having a code editor, you have a powerful tool to suggest and optimize every line of what you are writing. So where to start? The first thing you will do after installing the cursor is to set up the integration with the LLM. It's super simple and quick, but it's essential to make the most of the tool's potential. Shall we see together how it works? After downloading the cursor, go to the gear icon in the top menu. This opens the settings, where you will see a specific section for LLMs. On this page, the first thing you will configure is the API connection. In Models, enter your API key. This connects the LLM directly to your cursor. An important tip: if you are already a user of Visual Studio Code and don't want to lose all your custom settings, you can return to the general page, go to Import, and then you will have everything configured and ready for your cursor. Now, with the cursor fully configured, let's explore how the LLM can transform your programming experience. One of the coolest features is that you can adjust how the LLM interacts with your code. For example, we can ask for the response to be short and contain only the code without additional explanations. I will show you how this works first. Open the LLM chat also in the top menu. If you are on a Mac, you can press Command L, and it will open automatically for you. Now let's ask it to create a function that will add two values. In this first example, I won't give any guidance to the LLM. Notice that it provides a more detailed response explaining how to use the function and being friendlier in the answer. But today we don't need that. Now let's add a direction, asking it to be brief and deliver only the code. Okay. I will ask it to regenerate the code for me. This time, the response is much more direct, without extra text. This control allows you to customize the interaction according to your needs, making the experience even more practical and productive. Remember that all changes to this prompt will apply to all applications. Another great advantage of using the cursor is that it can help you maintain a coding standard. Let's say you always want to include a docstring to document each function. Instead of remembering this manually, you can set it up so that the LLM always creates this docstring for you. This is great for ensuring consistent documentation, something that we often leave behind in the rush of daily life. And as an example, let's use the same prompt to generate the sum function. First, I will ask it to always generate a docstring. And repeat our prompt. As we can see, it is always using our request. This applies, for example, to parameter typing and the function's return. I will redo the request now so we can see that it already fills in the typing for you. Let's add the part of the request of simply typing and just ask it to create the function again? Well, this functionality opens up a sea of options for your team or project, where you can create a standard point for the whole team and thus maintain a development standard. Now, for those who like to experiment, the Features tab allows you to adjust how the LLM interacts with your code. Here, you have full control over how the code will be formatted and interpreted. For example, you can ask the model to automatically apply clean code principles or restructure a function to be more modular. It's worth exploring each feature in this section so that it better adapts to your programming style. Remember to check if the composer is on. We are now going to learn how to use this new functionality. In my case, it is already enabled. One tip is that you should always be direct in your request and plan what you want for the function you want it to create for you. Since our example will be something simpler, I will ask it to generate a calculator with a simple interface that I can use in the terminal. Here we have the composer interface. After generating the code, it automatically creates the file for us. We can simply just click Accept and run the code to check if everything is working. I will accept. And now run the code to see if it is working. As you can see, it is already working with just a few lines of prompt. Great. Let's use this calculator example to see how the cursor can really help improve the code. Imagine that you already have this simple calculator in Python, but you want to optimize the code by applying good clean code practices. Just add the file to the cursor and ask it to use the LLM to restructure the code. This part where I added the file is the cursor chat. I will demonstrate by right-clicking the Add button. You can select the desired file. I will ask the LLM to restructure this code to be more modular, making it easier to add more modules to this calculator. Well, as soon as the LLM processes, you can review the changes and apply them to your code. But before accepting, we can see another interesting feature, which is automatic versioning. In this part, the cursor will always create a versioning showing you the previous code and the new code it generated. This way, you can visualize the changes that were made more clearly. It's important to mention that this feature is only available for the paid version of the cursor, but you can manually copy the generated code if you are on the free version. In my case, I will accept. Thus, we have the code respecting everything we went through in the general prompt, and also respecting what we asked to make the code more modular. Let's run it again to see how it's working. Done! It maintained the same structure, but now we can better understand what is happening here in this separation of modules. Alright, now let's think of another situation. You have just arrived at a new project that is already running, but it is a bit confusing to understand. I'll give an example. Let's say we are working on a code that controls the inventory of products in a supermarket. As a new intern, our task is to add new products like a banana and a television to this inventory. Instead of getting lost trying to understand the code, you can directly ask the LLM how to perform this task. The LLM explains step by step, which helps reduce the time needed to familiarize yourself with the project. This type of support can be a great differentiator, especially for those who are just starting to program. Now let's ask the LLM to help us create these two products and teach us how to create new products. As you can see, it has already taught how to create these two new products. I will accept and apply it to our code. Now everything is fine and smoothly. Lastly, I want to emphasize how much the cursor can significantly help you with repetitive tasks. Imagine you need to create a new product like rice in your system, and efficiently. Instead of editing everything manually, you can ask the LLM to do it for you, speeding up productivity and automatically standardizing the code. In this example, I will ask it to create a rice product with a price of $13 and a shelf life of 10 days. Since it already has access to the code, it already knows how to do this for me. Done. The rice has been created. We have reached the end of the video. And remember, artificial intelligence is not a substitute for the programmer. It is here to optimize work time and free the programmer to focus on what really matters. Use the tool wisely and don't waste energy on necessary tasks. Thank you for watching. I hope this tutorial has shown you how the cursor can transform your programming experience. We want to know which feature you are most excited to test. Comment down below. And in the next video, we will explore even more ways to increase your productivity with AI programming. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any content. See you next time.